way from the start of the game. Story, the umpire's got the ball in his hand, and he'll bounce it into the perfect centre square here at Avalon Airport Oval. We're underway. Stewart got the knockdown. Richardson almost got possession of pack forms in the middle of the ground. The umpire will come in, and no side able to get clean purchase. We'll have another ball up still in the middle of the ground.
Lusher also down there on Drew Vincent. Drew Vincent's pushed back for Parkside.
They're playing centre half back, and it does look like Muratore is going to try and shut Richardson out of this contest as much as he can. He's playing in very close early stages. Stewart and Story in the ruck again, and Story got a good knockdown, but again it went straight to Neville of North Footscray. Kruger gets his first touch off the Muratore. Parkside go forward, a kick inside 50. Good punch away by McZowen. Gathered at ground level by Karasalos, who tries to get it out for North Footscray, and they get it to Stewart, who gives the hand pass to Arnott, running through centre half back, a kick towards Eldridge, who flew up, couldn't take the mark. Neville working hard at half forward, and coming through off the ground. Brendan Lucas toes it inside 50 to Drew. A hand pass back into traffic, and the ball will emerge in the clasping hands of Juegan on the wing, although he couldn't take the mark as he reached a hand up. Now we go inboard by hand to Muratore, who gets away from Richardson, kicks left-footed inside 50. Carnival comes out, and he moots the ball full-chested, and he never looked like dropping the mark. He'll go back and have a shot for goal from 30 metres out, and we've got a beautiful look at the 45-degree angle that he'll have to negotiate with his first shot at goal.
Well, North Footscray good just before running through that midfield area, but they didn't turn around and come back too quick, and players like Juegan and Muratore running free by themselves is not acceptable.
Carnival comes in, right-footed, the kick is away to the right, it's a behind. And the first score on the board to the Magpies, Parkside.
Although, Tomsy, it is going a little bit across the ground. The ball then got pushed by the wind, so if anything, it's not going to the goal, supposed to the pocket, if anything.
Big mistake from the kick-in. Duiton was trying to spot up Richardson, but overhit his chip, and knifing in with the mark is Kruger, and he will have a shot for goal directly in front, 35 metres out. They've started well, have Parkside. A reliable set shot for goal is Kruger. He comes in right-footed and makes no mistake. And the Magpies are 1-1-7 off the back of a nice start. 3 minutes gone first term. North Footscray yet to score.
Out of defence.
Ball back in the centre. Stewart knocks it forward for North Footscray. Muratore gathers. He's tackled high, although he's going to be pinged for holding the ball. Free kick to Cater, who moves it on quickly with the left foot out wide. He's got a player in space, and Lusher, I think it is, who's got back and taken the mark.
Corey Lucas, I think
it is Corey Lucas who's got it, and he's 35 metres out on a 45-degree angle at left half forward.
Beautiful kick there by the North Footscray player there through catering at the direction that earlier on that he gave. The lead there by Corey Lucas and Lusher to give him into space, to give him room to run onto is fantastic.
Kick from Lucas is a high ball, and it's away across the face. The first score for North Footscray, a behind. Brings the margin back to 6 points. Parkside 1-1. North Footscray 1 behind.
Yeah, look, that's a good setup if they're going to go forward like that. As I say, Cater knew that there's space in front of his leading stronger forwards to run into, and they've got to get the ball out in front to make them run onto it. Give them some work to do.
Short kick into Tyrrell, who went long to Thompson. Spoiled well by Arnott. Now North Footscray have possession, middle of the ground. Wilson kicks into the corridor, but turns it over. Muratore in the centre circles gathers. His kick smothered, and Ton slides in. In fact, it's McZowen who slid in and grabbed possession. He was immediately tackled. The umpire said he had no chance of getting rid of it, and will come in and bounce at centre half forward for Parkside.
Yeah, they're going pretty tall up forward, the North Footscray team. As we mentioned, Corey Lucas, Lusher, a couple of the bigger players, Lanciano.
Muratore knocks it forward, straight to Karasalos. Couldn't get a possession away. Now it's in the hands of Cater.
Beautiful
He gives
hands.
it to Richardson, who kicks right-footed inside 50.
Beautiful.
A beautiful kick, although Drew drops the mark. He's got time to gather, though. Hand pass inboard. He was looking for his teammate in Wilson, but he can't get possession, and Williams clears for Parkside. A right-footed kick out towards the scoreboard wing, where Juegan's in plenty of space, has time to gather. And now he dinks a high ball over the top to Kruger, but it's a poor kick. And Kruger would have been away if he could get to it. It's gone out by full, and Duiton will take the free kick at left half back for North Footscray.
Gee, Mickey Drew, see the replay of that later on tonight. He'll be kicking himself. That was a beautiful kick delivered into him by Nathan Richardson. Should have swallowed that, but the nerves, the pressure of a grand final, early piece.
Ton's kick, another poor one, and he's turned it over again, straight to Juegan, who's getting some possessions early, and he goes out wide to right half forward. Kruger's in space, kicks inside the 50. Carterville the target. The kick doesn't carry to him. Davis did well to work him underneath the football, but it's gone out for a boundary throw-in just as he was about to transfer play to the near side pocket. Kruger's going to do the ruck work down there for Parkside. Almost worked his opponent away from the contest. Hand pass comes across to McZowen, who toes a little ball along the boundary line. Carterville gathers, sweeps the hand pass back, which was good to Juegan, who gathers, but he's under pressure. He's tackled. Taken high, says the umpire. And Juegan will take the free kick at right half forward.
The North Footscray runner boys just went out to Richardson because he's not been accountable enough on Muratora. He's had a very flying start.
Juegan, right-footed to the top of the goal square, and there's a mark down there. Beautiful grab. Taken in the goal square by Burrows.
North Footscray players come down very heavy. Sorry, Luxy, to jump in on that on his knee.
He looks all right. Burrows has taken a brilliant mark. And it's Ton down there who is hurt, and he's going to come off. Or maybe he's not. He's going to try and walk it off.
Geez, the way he went down then, and his players around, his teammates around him straight away got their hands up to the bench to drag out the trainers. But he's moving around, on it? He's limping a fair bit, but what a beautiful mark.
It was a beautiful mark. That's the story of that moment. It comes in, does Burrows, and squeezes it through. He's not confident, but the goal umpire certainly likes it. Burrows has got his first. He's an X-factor.
Muratora have just easily rebounded that football from the centre wing area.
Stewart in the ruck. Story his opponent. Stewart again with a hand on it, down to Richardson. A clearing kick to centre half forward in front, though. Parkside will be paid the mark. And it's picking it up Dunstan, who'll get it at centre half back for the Magpies. He goes out wide. He's got Simon Williams in space. It's not a good kick, though, by Dunstan, and he has to work Williams, but he's got support from Tyrrell over the top, who accepts the hand pass and now chips inboard. Juegan, who's been the best man on the ground in this first 10 minutes quite comfortably. He's got it on the outer wing. Playing a very good game so far. He goes inside 50. Carterville the target. He's in front. Good spoil from Davis. Ball comes front of the pack. Richardson has it. Took a long time to get rid of it. Tyrrell goes off the ground. A bouncing ball which spins and dribbles its way through for a behind. 2-2-14 Parkside. North Footscray 1 behind. And we've played 8.5 minutes in the first term, and Ton, who's had a very indifferent start to the game, will kick in.
2 minutes ago he was gone. I had him gone.
He goes short to McZowen. Got a lot of hair between that pair. McZowen's got the ball in the back pocket, and the ball pace kicks long towards Stewart at the back. A very good mark, one-handed by Story. Kicks in board to Kruger. They're playing very well at the moment at Parkside. Kruger's 55 out, dabs a kick inside the 50, and Igor Berra stretches but can't bring in the mark. McZowen comes through and locks things up for the Devils, and we'll have a ball up 40 out from Parkside's goal. They just need something to just settle them down a bit, North Footscray. As at the moment, the solidity and the class of a couple of the Parkside players cutting them up at the moment.
Well, they've got to get accountable. They've got to start pushing harder off the ball. Watch what's going on when they haven't got the ball and who's around.
Kruger out of the air to Muratora, kick to the goal square.
Well done, Tom.
Ton was very good to steal it away from an opponent. It went to Berra. He's tackled, dispossessed. Burrows latches onto the loose ball, snaps around the corner but misses. And that was a real opportunity. One he would normally have got, Matt Burrows. 2-3-15 Parkside. North Footscray 1 behind. And we've played 9.5 minutes in the first
turnover from a kick out.
Another poor kick out. Ton has to work hard at ground level. Juegan slides in. 30 metres out from Parkside's goal. A soccer off the ground. Carterville might be able to get it. No, Davis was back there. Did well for North Footscray. Hand pass to Richardson, who'll clear with the right foot. That's a very good kick for Lusher, who dropped his head, didn't take the mark. Cater came through. Hand pass was okay. Got it across to his teammate in Lucas, but his hurried kick straight to an opponent. And Chen comes away for Parkside. His hand pass into traffic, not good. And forces a teammate into an error. And in fact, it's going to be a free kick to Dunstan. And he's got it on the near side wing. Call to play on. Kicks to centre half forward. Arnott goes back. Didn't put his arms up to take the mark. Goes back in and almost gathers at a ground level. Now the ball in the clutches of Wilson, who does well for North Footscray, goes short. And Lusher takes the mark at right half back.
A couple of North Footscray players, Luxy, have to start getting their head over the football and going a little bit harder at it. There's a few taking the smaller steps.
Drew went through and probably needed to make a better effort of his attempted mark. Just went with the one hand with the pack. Door pack now, Mick Drew. Lusher to do the ruck work with Story, who's at the front of the pack. Coming through was Williams. He loses it out, and Cater has it. His hand pass to Brendan Lucas, who tries to knock it forward. Going back for Parkside is Chen. Well tackled by Brendan Lucas. Ball jars free to Richardson, who kicks towards the goal square. Neville is down there, and at the back of the pack takes a lovely mark, reaching over the back of his opponent. And Daniel Neville a chance from 25 metres out directly in front, just to steady the ship for the Devils. A ship that is rocking on a very high and sweeping oceans that are being provided by Parkside at the moment. Neville comes in, it's a good kick. He's measured at home, and North Footscray just gets some steadying influence onto the scoreboard there. 117, Parkside 2-3-15.
And those in this game have started off in great form for either side.
Ball in the middle, Stewart in the ruck. Story came through again after losing the hit out. Now Muratore coming through for Parkside, was tackled, went to ground, then shrugs the tackle. That was brilliant play, kicks inside 50. A couple of Parkside players got in each other's way. Thompson was there, Rolfo came through with that big hair for North Footscray, and he'll sweep it up in the right back pocket, kicks around the corner. Not a good option. An opponent in Robertson is there for Parkside, he can't gather. And it goes out just as Thomas was about to break away for the Magpies. We'll have a boundary throw in.
Before by Neville's fantastic. Johnny Usto is a pretty strong little character, but Neville just timed that perfectly. Just that little nudge at the last split second.
Front of the pack, cat-like reflexes from Drew. Got it across to his teammate in Neville, who hand passes into space, but the ball is turned over by North Footscray. Chen gathers, hand pass to Williams, just hacks the kick, and he's got a loose man in Thomas, who takes the mark on the near wing. Muratore, an option out wide, that's where he goes. The skipper has it in plenty of space. Usually a lovely left foot kick. He goes to Carnival in front, went with the one hand, couldn't bring the mark in, but gathers the crumbs, squeezes a shot towards goal. It's bouncing, twisting and turning, but it doesn't wriggle through for a goal. It never quite spun anywhere near the goal face, only missed by a metre though. It's a point to Parkside. They're 2-4-16, North Footscray a 1-1-7.
Quick change off the bench there for Parkside. Ahmed Al-Hooli's onto the ground. Muratore off for a breather.
And with Ahmed Al-Hooli coming on, that brings more of Muskie stats into play. He's one of our star player stat watch players this afternoon. The kick in from North Footscray, it has been a real disaster for them in this first quarter, their kick-in systems. And this time they've overstepped out of the square, and we'll have a ball up at the top of the square.
You can't afford to be doing that in grand finals. Just even looking behind the play now, Parkside have got Nathan Jewegan 30 metres off, zoning off behind, but they've got not one North Footscray player anywhere near him. The closest one is Nick Wilson, 40 metres away. Nick Wilson has to push over and pick up either Jewegan or Trent Terrell's the other Parkside player on the far pocket side, far flank side. North Footscray just don't, they've all gone to the contest here. They've got to get some numbers back.
Got it away from the kick-in, although the attempted clearing kick doesn't find the boot, and rain is starting to descend at the moment, and ball in again, and Stewart might get a free kick for North Footscray. It was taken high. Certainly no credit to the Bureau of Meteorology, who predicted rain yesterday but no rain today. They've seemed to have got it back to front. The kick out wide by Stewart, not a good one, and it's gone out of bounds on the full, and Tyrrell will take the free kick at right half forward for Parkside. He runs onto his left foot, kicks deep inside the 50, looking for Carterville 2 to beat, and the Rooster got over the back in Ross Stewart, and he punches over, and we'll have a boundary throw in, still in the right forward pocket.
Hunter just on the ground too for the Parkside team, rotating pretty well off the bench at the moment.
Boundary throw it, 40 out from goal, kick around the corner. Rolfo tries to gather it for North Footscray. It comes off his hand, and it goes out for another boundary throw in. 5 around from Parkside's goal in the right forward pocket.
Gee, that rain is coming down pretty heavy at the moment.
You're telling me.
Inside 50, Carterville, hand pass Jewegan, right foot shot from the pocket. They're peppering the goals, the Magpies. They're 2-5-17 now. North Footscray 1-1-7. 10 points the margin. And we've played 16 minutes in the first quarter of the Division 2 Grand Final.
This is where they've struggled, North Footscray, from these kick-outs, from that very last line of defence. They've got to make some space. Parkside have got a great zone here at the moment, trying to force North Footscray to kick wide.
The kick in again, not a good one from North Footscray. Kruger gathers, little kick short to Jewegan, who can't take the mark as he was tumbling the ground level. Richardson came through, the ball comes through to Drew. The kick's down the line, and Richardson's here again with Williams. He almost takes the mark and does well to force it forward. And now Brendan Lucas can run onto it for the Devils. He's got plenty of leg speed. He gathers on the 50, tries to turn Williams, who kept at him well and forces the ball loose. No free kick to Lucas. He was held after he'd got rid of it. That should have got a free kick. Eventually, Parkside are able to clear. And Tyrrell takes the mark at half back.
Back in the centre here, Luxie. Nathan Jewegan, 3 Parkside players by themselves.
He's taken the mark and he's off and gone. A left-footed kick to half forward, and Story gets down low, tries to take the mark. It dribbles away from him though, and it's gathered by Wilson, who kicks right-footed towards Neville, who's worked his opponent underneath the football and now gathers. Probably the quickest player on the ground. He balances up, 60 out, kicks to the square. There's a free kick. And it is going North Footscray's way. And they'll get a shot at goal from point-blank range. And Brendan Lucas, I think, will be the man that will take it directly in front, 10 metres out.
They're working well with the ball, North Footscray. Once they get it out of that defence coming through this midfield area, they work well with it. It's just the defensive side of the game at the moment that they've just got to pick up another notch or two.
He comes in. The free kick has gone to Corey Lucas in the end, but from 10 metres out, the traditional no from Steve Tom tells
even I'm saying it sometimes. It's on and off the bench, mate.
Yeah, Muratori's already had his first spell of the day, and Daniel Neville just had a spell then for North Footscray as he's worked hard the last 5 minutes.
Kick in from Chen is abysmal from Parkside, and North Footscray are going to have a shot at goal. Mr. September's got the football. He's 40 metres out directly in front. And Cater will line up for his first of the afternoon.
Yes, Mr. September, 10 grand finals in a row for this man, young Cater. Sammy Cater.
Beautiful left foot kick. He struts in, 35 metres out. The kick on its way. The drop punt is beautiful. A lovely finish.
Ripper.
And North Footscray, despite having been outplayed for the majority of the first 19 minutes of the Division 2 Grand Final, are only 3 points behind. They're two
very, very, very good footballer. Kicked to 3 or 4 in that losing side that day, but didn't get a lot of the football.
He didn't.
We've seen the best of him today.
Taps it out to Daniel Thomas of Parkside, who's a tough hombre, but his hand pass chopped off by Eldridge, coming through El Hooley. Will he get a possession for Muskie to drop down? He won't. It goes out off his hands, and we'll have a boundary throw in 60 out from Parkside's goal at left half forward.
Gee, they're a good, intense game of football at the moment. There's no doubt from both sides. As we said, North Footscray, when they get the ball, look dangerous for Parkside, forcing a lot of fundamental mistakes.
Boundary throw in. Drew was down low, couldn't get clean possession. Story socketed forward, but not before the boundary umpire's whistle had twerped, and we've got a boundary throw in. 70 out now from Parkside's goal at left half forward.
Bit more one-on-one. Accountability from the North Footscray team in the last 5 minutes of this first quarter.
Kruger busy at the stoppage, gets a clearing kick. Carterville's well placed. It's beautifully placed. He got behind Davis, and you knew Davis was dead from that moment on, because Carterville used his bulk beautifully, and he cuddles in that mark into his body, and he'll go back directly in front and will shoot for goal number 1.
Cuddles it in, he just absorbed it, didn't he?
In, and he spears through the goal. Mo Carterville will take many more shots at goal in his WFL career.
Carterville, he wasn't going to be moved, and bang, as soon as that ball got near that body of his, it was going to stick. Davis could not get back.
All in the middle, there's a free kick picked out. It's going against
Munn.
North Footscray. Yep. Munn had done something at centre half back. Hand pass Story to Muratori. Kicks inside the 50. McZowen not paid the mark. Over the football, Hunter for Parkside. It comes out to Thompson. A right foot shot at goal. He's pulled it to the left. And through for A behind. Parkside 3-6-24. North Footscray 2-2-14. And we've played 21 and a half minutes in the first term of the Division 2 Grand Final.
Boys, I've been watching Muratori. Sorry, Tomsy, but I've been watching Muratori. He still has had no opponent for the entire first quarter.
Ball in the middle from the point kick in. Long ball from Davis. A good mark at centre half back. Eldridge has taken it. Munn wants it on the near side wing. He was a villain moments ago for giving away the free kick. Now he could be a hero. He's taken a nice chest mark. Then kicks right footed to Devlin, who tries to use his body, keeps his feet, keeps it in front of him, keeps it alive. He's near the boundary line, gathers,
Devlin.
kicks towards the goal square. Richardson there, a big fight at the back from Lucas, doesn't bring in the mark. Tyrrell at the back of the pack gathers, or he doesn't gather, he gets a free kick. He was tumbled over by Richardson, and Tyrrell will take the free kick in the back pocket for Parkside.
Good play then by Stewie Devlin. Just experience to work his opponent around off the ball. Just keep it in front of him. Just fumbled a couple of times, but kept that ball in front of him under his eyes and picked it up, and that nice kick forward.
Tyrrell in the back pocket for Parkside. His kick is a wobbly one off the boot. Kicks to a contest out of side, and an elegant attempt at the mark by Richardson, and Karasalos it was, and the free kick will go Story's way for Parkside at half back. He kicks into the corridor. Karasalos a chance to atone. He tries to punch, ball at the back of the pack. Hand pass Eldridge was okay. Got it across to his teammate there in lock. Now the ball on the outer side of the ground. He was wanting Curtis. First there though is Tyrrell. Gives it across to Juegan. Outer side of the ground, a right foot kick towards Kruger. But getting in the road is Drew for North Footscray, who takes the mark at half back.
Interesting too, Parkside are using a rolling full ground zone from the kickouts from North Footscray, and North Footscray have struggled from that last line of defence so far in this game, first quarter.
Drew down the line, ball knocked over the back of the pack. Here's a chance for North Footscray, gathering at 30 out. Here's Aspiotis, who misses. And it is through from behind. North Footscray 2-3-15, Parkside 3-6-24.
Yeah, you want to kick him in the shins, footballers, when you have a build-up like that and they lay you down, Luxie. He should have kicked that. Aspiotis should have kicked that.
Parkside bring it down the outer side. They've got loose men and Kruger in too much space near the scoreboard. Outer side of the ground's got it on the outer wing. He kicks over the top to Tyrrell. And he's got it at half forward. It's been lively in this first quarter as well for the Magpies. Kicks inside the 50. Carterville a target. Oh, Rolfo was monstered in that contest.
It's devoured.
Almost disappeared from view momentarily. His body did, but the hair was still there. You could see that. And he's got the ball in the left back pocket. He's got a free kick. Carterville seemed to have illegally infringed him. I don't think he could have much argument. He goes down the line, does Rolfo, and that's a good kick. And the Rooster has the mark at half back. Ross Stewart. He kicks down the line. It's a good kick looking for Munn, who stretches out a fingertip but can't juggle in the mark.
That ball a little bit quicker at North Footscray through this zone. They're just playing a little bit stagnant sometimes. A bit of unsurety coming out of that last line of defence. If they can get it moving a lot quicker, it's going to break the zone of Parkside.
Free kick out of wing. It'll go North Footscray's way. Cater taking without the football, middle of the ground, and he can send the Devils into attack. He's on the outer wing. He goes to the left foot. Another attractive looking ball in flight. Devlin slipped his opponent. He's in space in the pocket. He can balance up. He shoots right footed. It's a good finish. And the old Warhorse has put through his first of the afternoon, and North Footscray 3-3-21. The margin brought back to 3 points. Parkside 3-6-24. 25 gone.
Shepherd Bottom onto the ground for his first run of the day.
Ball back in the centre. Oh, Stewart slipped over, allowed Story a free ruck knock on, and then he taps it on again. Bouncing ball to half forward. Running onto it was Taylor for Parkside. He runs into a dead end though, and bringing him down in the tackle is Nick Wilson. And he will take the free kick at centre half back for North Footscray. He kicks short but out wide, and it's not a really good kick. Curtis chases after it. He's on the outer wing. Juegan against him. And the ball goes off their hands and out for a boundary throw-in.
Played anywhere past the centre line down the back line, but it's new for young Matthew.
Boundary throw-in. Ball back in the pack. Parkside try to work it away, but eventually the hand pass comes from Wilson to Aspiotis,
starting to run
who
North Footscray.
Shakes away from a defender for Parkside, then kicks to centre half forward, but it's not a good kick. In the road was Berra, who kicks through the middle of the ground. Story drops the mark, gathered by Karasalos. Hand pass to Wilson, kicks out wide looking for Eldridge. Oh, Thomas is an uncompromising character for Parkside. He gathers on the wing, has a bounce, kicks to space in the pocket. Tyrrell's all on his own, should mark, does mark, and will go back and shoot for goal 35 metres out on a 45-degree angle.
The only thing letting North Footscray down at the moment is when there's a turnover across their half-forward line. Terrell, Juegan, Thompson's pushing forward. The Parkside players pushing forward. North Footscray are not going hard enough with them.
Tyrrell's kick, not bad. It's close. He likes it. He's put it through. Parkside get their fourth. They're 4-6-30. They're out to a 9-point lead.
Back line and move that ball quicker into their forward 50.
Ball in the middle of the ground. Ruck knockout for Stewart. North Footscray, but Williams meets it for Parkside coming off the line at half back. Kicks inside 50. And on the edge of the 50, Thompson has cradled in the mark and will go back from the 50 for his first of the afternoon.
Pretty confident. He's still got a few teammates by themselves in the hole there. One of them's Berra. Eagle Berry's ignored that.
There's going to be a change here. The umpires are instructing that it's going to be a free kick against Thompson. So something has happened here, and Arnott, his opponent, will take it at centre half back. Not sure what that was for.
No,
Arnott out wide. Off the play, Archie Bargy was the reason for the free kick. The kick from Arnott was good. Found Cater, who kicks the centre half forward. Brendan Lucas should get this. He does. He's off and running. Devlin wants it long. He doesn't go that way. He goes instead looking for Neville. His opponent there is Eastoe. Neville did well, taps it near the boundary line, keeps it in. Hand pass inboard to Brendan Lucas. A little juggle, if you don't mind. And then a little kick off the outside of his boot to teammate in Munn, who snaps right-footed. But he's missed. The former Dragon getting his first scoring shot of the afternoon.
Been around a little bit, Ricky Munn. Been to a couple of clubs now.
Parkside out wide. The ball kicked towards Juegan, who takes the mark. Certainly bit of an occupational health and safety risk for Andrew Muscat. Is Nathan Juegan's first quarter dominance. He's been racking up the stats, and Muskie's working very hard this opening term. He kicks to half forward. Thomas has it for Parkside, then burrows off the ground towards the Carterville and Davis matchup. That neither can get to the fall of the ball for 22.
Some good strong kicking from a lot of the Parkside team. They penetrate well and long with their kicks at Parkside. A lot of the Parkside players a lot stronger.
Thompson out of the air, couldn't get a kick away, and we've got another ball up, 20 out from Parkside's goal. And there's the siren, and I reckon in a quarter where Parkside by and large dominated possession, they lead 4-6-30 to 3-4-22. A different setup. Will be interesting to see what happens here. And in fact, Brendan Lucas might go forward. They might play a 7-man forward line, North Footscray. So that is interesting.
That's good thinking, good coaching, good coaching.
Kruger in the middle of the ground. Now becomes a war between Muratori and Brendan Lucas.
This is good. Good tactics, actually, from North Footscray. Parkside have now have to counteract what goes on here.
Basically, they're going to have a 7-man forward line, North Footscray. Eldridge comes off the line, gathers for North Footscray. Hand pass was good to Cater from Curtis, who kicks inside the 50. Drew came out, knocks it forward, but straight to an opponent in Eastoe, who gets a clearing kick for the Magpies to the middle of the ground. Eldridge went up, spoiled by Story, but gathers the football. Handball over the top to Richardson with a cast on his left hand. He kicks left-footed inside kick. 50, and it carries the pack and lands in the clutches of Mick Drew. And Drew will go back and shoot for goal from directly in front, 30 metres out.
That was a beautiful kick from Nathan Richardson. He just held onto the ball long enough to spot one of his teammates in the hole. Mickey Drew had run into it. He's seen him. He found him.
He comes in. The kick won't have the carry. There's a mark on the line, though. It's Lanciana, I think, who's got his mitts up and has held onto the mark. And he will go back directly in front and pump through the goal. And North Footscray right back in it. They're 4-3-27 rather. They're 4-4-28.
Boundary line 10 metres in from it on the wing half forward. Parkside had to draw that player from the loose man over to pick up Lucas.
Very interesting indeed it is. Kruger middle of the ground. He's got a free kick for Parkside. Dabs a little kick over the top to the ruckman. Story in plenty of space, middle of the ground. Sells the dummy, kicks long inside 50. Carterville the target. Oh, what a mark.
Did he get that?
What a lovely mark. He just stuck his hands up into the air and just sucked the ball into them. And he will go back and line up for goal directly in front, 40 metres out. And Parkside have made another defensive switch, and continues to be some real rolling around of matchups down inside North Footscray's forward 50. But all eyes now on the enormous hands of Mo Carterville, which are encasing that football at the moment. 50 out. He'll walk to about 40 out for his second of the afternoon. He kicks right-footed and he splits the middle of the post. 4-7-31 Parkside, North Footscray 4-4-28. 3 minutes gone, second term.
You cannot, unless you've seen that, you cannot describe that mark by Carterville. There was a pack of 4 or 5 around him, and you're right, he just sucked the ball into his hands. There's magnetic hands there.
Kicks kick in from North Footscray, not good, but they get a helpful ricochet. Richardson gathers, left foot around the corner. Brendan Lucas didn't take
North
the mark.
plays everywhere here.
It's kept alive by Lusher. Oh, the boundary umpire has blown the whistle. I thought Lusher had made a good fist of Darlington Demons, Darren Lusher. Ball thrown back into play. Story knocks it forward, but it might emerge in the hands of Cater. It gets down but can't get a clean possession. He's locked it in well enough, though. Tyrrell's hand pass, though, straight to Eldridge, who flicks over the top to Aspiotis. A hand pass to Neville, who flicks it back to Aspiotis, who went down. A wonderful tackle on Aspiotis by Tyrrell. He drove him into the earth's core, and the umpire will come back and we'll have a ball up 50 out. That'd be in goal, and Aspiotis was off and gone.
He was too. Aspiotis, those little legs were pumping 100 miles an hour then.
Lusher goes up, knocks it in the ruck contest. Over the footy is Clinton Hunter. He can't get it out, and the umpire will come in and have another ball up. And you just sense that North Footscray have got a brighter sense of purpose in this second quarter, playing at a lot more intensity. They have got the elements in their favour in this quarter, of course. Story in the ruck, it's knocked forward to the back of the pack. Joygan's kick goes nowhere, and it's now wrapped up, and the umpire comes in and we'll have a ball up on the 50.
That's the area North Footscray have to be spot on here. These stoppages, they cannot afford to let a couple of the stronger bodies of Parkside get the easy clearance out wide and run it.
Story down to Tyrrell, a hurried kick. El Hooley didn't mark, tried to tap it on. Looked all right, but isn't going to work. Neville, a chance to gather. He toes it towards Richardson, who goes with the outside of his right foot to soccer it further forward. And Muratore there for Parkside sees it over for a boundary throw-in. Minutes in the second quarter. Story at the front position, knocks it to ground. Clearing kick from Joegan to the middle of the ground. Good punch away by Arnott. Stewart went over the football. Arnott gets down low and gathers it. Comes back towards McZowan. He can't get a clearing kick. Eventually it's worked forward by Parkside, and there's a foot race at half forward. And the Magpies should win it. Gathering it at half forward is Burrows, who turns around an opponent, kicks inside 50. Here comes Carterville, gets down low.
It's exciting to watch.
Cannoned into the ground, almost took the mark. You felt sorry for the football there for a moment. Coming through Tyrrell. Ball locked up inside the 50 for Parkside, and we'll have a ball up 35 metres out from goal.
I felt more sorry for the Avalon Airport oval turf there. There's about 3 metre divot being taken out there. The big fella, crunch.
Ball middle of the ground. There's a free kick inside the 50 for Parkside. It'll go North Footscray's way, and Ross Stewart will take it. He kicks left-footed. Bouncing ball, which sits up okay for Richardson. It wasn't as good a kick as the result that occurred. And eventually Julian Story works it over for a boundary throw-in on centre wing right underneath.
And then, but he put his teammates under a lot of pressure.
Ball back in the pack, gathered by Joegan. A kick into the corridor. Leading in the race for Parkside is Tyrrell. Can't get clean possession. He was worried out of it by Aspiotis. Cater gathers, but his hand pass doesn't find a target. El Hooley in the road for Parkside. His hand pass into traffic. Cater gathers. Can't get clean possession. Joegan comes through. Neither he. Eventually Lusher flicks out a hand pass to his teammate, which isn't intercepted, and El Hooley, the lovely one-hand pick-up, gathers for Parkside and kicks hurriedly to half forward. And at the top of the centre square, the mark is taken by Sam Taylor for the Magpies. Too far out to score. He kicks inside 50. Big fly from Thompson. Carterville was there as well. Ball comes front of the pack to Thompson. His kick smothered. Arnott gathers. Little hand pass was nice to Dwee Ton, and he hand passes over. And there'll be a free kick to Ross Stewart. You'll get a look at the lovely left foot kicking stroke of Ross Stewart again, Tomsy.
Yeah, handball. Get around for a handball, someone. North Footscray, the call from the commentary team is get around. No, there's no one going to handball. He's going to have to kick it.
He comes in. It's a
That's nice.
Beautiful
That's nice,
drop punt. He looks for Lusher. Story comes across. Can't hold the mark, and we'll have a throw in.
I watched him even running to a contest. He's slipping over. Just he cannot put too much pressure on it. They're going to have a look at that, the North Footscray bench.
Story down to Kruger, who almost had his head separated from his neck. Didn't get the free kick. The ball just loose. We'll have a boundary throw. 80 out from North Footscray.
So he's going against orders to an extent there.
Oh, the bench have just got to drag him. Simple as that.
Eldridge gets the kick forward. It's a bouncing ball. It's gathered in defence for Parkside by Hunter. Hand pass to Muratore. Silky mover.
Good running, Neville.
Okay.
Good chasing, Neville.
Neville has done well to strip his opponent, Vincent, and the ball jarred loose. And it's at centre half forward. They've done well to neutralise the situation, have the Devils. And the umpire comes in. We'll have a ball up at centre-half forward.
Just get the sense, boys, at Parkside, just under a little bit of pressure in the last 5 minutes. They've North Footscray just started running a little bit harder to the contest and starting to create that loose man a few more times.
Ball up, ball knocked down, straight to a Parkside player, and bursting into space is Daniel Thomas. 3 bounces, a 4th bounce, tries to take on the Rooster. Oh, the Rooster almost gobbled him up, but Thomas eventually gets a kick away. A bouncing ball inside 50. Taylor working against his opponent down there in lock. Knocks it towards El Hooley, who hand passes back to Thomas. Thomas a little toe poke, sliding in and marking is Juegan, who worked very hard to get into space. And he'll have a shot for goal, 20 metres out and on a slight angle.
Well done, Daniel Thomas. Well done. The run and carry of the ball first. He drew the North Footscray players towards him. He got around the one, that quick kick in to go forward, but then followed it up within seconds later, involved again. Quickly got that boot to ball to find Juegan.
Possession number 17 is a goal. Juegan gets his first, and Parkside at 5-7-37. They lead North Footscray 4-4-28.
Yeah, to get back into defence, the North Footscray team.
Ball back in the centre. Story in the ruck against Stewart. Stewart tries to gather it with one hand. Eventually flicks it out towards a teammate there in Aspiotis, who went without the football. It comes Kruger's way. Hand pass El Hooley. El Hooley's kick smothered. Aspiotis came through again, but Tyrrell gathers it. Ball spills loose. Curtis off the football has tackled an opponent illegally. And Tyrrell will get the free kick in the middle of the ground. Gets the lead from Taylor. Ignores that option. Goes long still to half forward. Juegan outpoints Rolfo and takes the mark 55 out from goal. He sends a high right-footed kick towards the Carterville direction. Davis in front. Brilliant mark. And he did superbly that time and has it in the last line of defence for North Footscray. Kicks out wide to Rolfo, who stretches up and marks at hair height at half-back. His kick over the top, not good though. It was smothered by Tyrrell, who works hard to force it over for a boundary throw-in.
But you do not turn around and kick it into the man on the mark. I don't know if that's the right matchup. We're going to be far too strong and too smart for him. Boundary
throw-in. Aspiotis denied an opportunity to take advantage for North Footscray, and the ball will come back to Ross Stewart. And Duiton is charging off in pain, and he'll be replaced by Carosellos. Stewart, lovely left foot kick out wide. Beautiful presentation of the football for Lusher, who takes the mark, kicks down the line looking for Cater. Couldn't get to the contest. Getting his hands up in the road was Gouchy. And the ball goes away for a boundary throw in. North Footscray in attack at right half forward, 80 from their goal.
Without enough results on the scoreboard.
Boundary throw in. Lusher in the ruck, knocks it to ground level. Ball at the bottom of the pack. It comes out to Drew, who kicks a high ball inside 50. Lucas the target. The ball spins out. And will be another boundary throw-in, this time 40 out. Isn't my best work. Boundary throw-in. Lusher in the ruck, knocks it to the front of the pack. Brendan Lucas dives in. Pack forms. It comes out the back. Cater has it, then loses it. Socket away from him by Burrows. Here's the biscuit Arnott. He gives it across to Drew. And Drew now to Curtis. Curtis a long kick. Aspiotis in the pocket. Take the mark. He does. Stretched his hands and takes it well. He likes angles.
He's a lively player, Aspiotis. He changes the context of the game around the where he is, around a stoppage or when he's got possession. You just get the sense he's just creating something for him all the time.
Not many names roll as smoothly out of the tongue as Aspiotis.
No, it's about 3 years of practice, me saying that.
He comes in right-footed. And he went with the banana. And he missed it by an almighty margin. That's out of bounds on the full. Free kick left back pocket. And it will go Parkside's way to Muratore.
Aspiotis. You've got to do a little bit better than that with your kicking.
Muratore, a long kick. Kruger looked like he was taken out of the contest illegally. Drew gathers for North Footscray. Kicks to the top of the 50. Munn's all on his own.
Very
and
good.
40 metres out. Ricky Munn will have a shot for goal. And he is a good kick.
Yep.
Sunshine Heights used to use him as their designated set-piece kicker in a rut, and he will go back and line up for goal directly in front.
We'll need to go to the left-hand goalpost here, boys, to get the win to take it home.
He'll come in and strike the ball from the 50. The kick on its way. It's a nice spinning ball, but it's just across the face and through for a behind. North Footscray 4-5-29. Parkside 5-7-37 on the Andrew Muscat scoreboard. Kick in goes to Kruger at left half back, and he dabs a kick over the top to Tyrrell, who's got plenty of room at left half back, carries it between half back and wing, then kicks long to Taylor, but McZowen getting back for North Footscray got in the road. Ball spills to the back of the pack. Locke has it, hand pass to McZowen underneath the scoreboard on the outer wing. He kicks down to half forward, and they've got loose men everywhere. Drew drops the mark though over the football now, tackled by Muratore. Ball spills out the back. It might come to Wilson, who can run to the 50. In fact, it might be Cater. Wrong-footed shot at goal from Sam Cater. In fact, it was Wilson who kicked right-footed, and it's clattered into the behind post. It's out of bounds on the full.
Starting to panic a little bit going forward, North Footscray at the moment. And just behind the play there, there are 3 players loose in the midfield. They've gone down that scoreboard side flank wing area. Instead of bringing that ball back inboard, where guys like Brendan Lucas, who's a nice finisher of the football, could have got possession of it, they've decided to go up and down the line. They just have to look a little bit more sideways, the North Footscray team going inside their 50.
Kick in by Easto, was looking for Hunter. Drew was there in the road, but the ball comes out to Tyrrell of Parkside, who runs from left half back. Kicks down the line. The target for him down there is Taylor, and he'll get a free kick in the marking contest. And Sam Taylor can send Parkside deep into attack. 15 gone, second term. They lead by 8 points. He goes over the top to Tyrrell, again in space, kicks inside 50. Kruger is paid the mark. He was spoiled late by Karasalos, but Peter Kruger will have a shot for goal, 40 metres out on a 45-degree angle.
Trent Tyrrell is doing a lot of damage on that far side wing, scoreboard side of the ground.
Kruger, the kick with the right foot, gets under it, won't be a score. There's a fly in the goal square by Burrows. It's gone off hands and out for a boundary throw-in.
The ground too, the zone that Parkside have got here. They've got 3 or 4 good numbers in behind the play here.
Kruger out of the air, kicks forward. Locke working hard deep in defence for North Footscray, and Lusher down there as well, and the umpire comes in. We'll have another boundary throw-in in the left forward pocket. 5 around from Parkside's goal. Again, Kruger will do the ruck work. Carterville there as well. Gathers, hand pass doesn't go anywhere. It's knocked forward by Arnott. Kruger was there, dispossessed by McZowen, who now tackles another Parkside opponent, and will have another stoppage. 40 out from Parkside's goal.
North Footscray have to get a few players forward of the football here. They've got a lot of players back, but as I say, they're just kicking or getting it back into a wall of Parkside players. Start rolling the dice a little bit, back themselves to win the football and carry it forward.
There's a free kick, bottom of the pack. It's going to go Juegan's way. He was legged, said the umpire, and Parkside will get another shot at goal. And he is 45 metres out on a 45-degree angle. He'll probably actually only be kicking from 40.
Yeah, Nathan Juegan, a sensational first half of the game so far.
His kick isn't good across the face, and it will go to Eldridge. Eldridge kicks down the line. Lusher the target, knocked away from him by Thomas, and now Brendan Lucas comes through and tries to keep it in, but it goes off hands and out for a boundary throw-in.
Karasalis has come onto the ground and gone on to Juegan as well, so it's about his third opponent so far, Nathan Juegan.
Boundary throw-in. Brendan Lucas at ground level. He's over the football, and the umpire might come in and pay a ball up. No, it's knocked forward by Lusher, chasing after it. Yes. Lusher and Story in the ruck. Well, Story unopposed, knocks it forward. Here comes Kruger, beaten to it that time by Curtis, but he went without the football. Karasalos comes through and applies some pressure over the football at ground level for North Footscray. Working very hard is Aspiotis, and he's at the bottom of the pack. And Easto, I like the way he goes about his football, Easto. He's an angry young individual.
He's an angry young man, yeah, and good smart play too by Neville there as Easto went into that contest with Aspiotis. Peeled off about 100 metres off behind the ball, but unfortunately they didn't win it.
Kruger over the football, gets a free kick in the back against Aspiotis.
Juegan.
Sorry, it is Juegan. Jawigan, a right foot kick inside 50 for Carter Bill, who's monstered an opponent with a flying charge at the man's midriff. And the free kick will go in defence to Davis, who kicks out wide. He's got a loose man out of side of the ground. This looks a promising build-up. Here's Sam Cater, a lovely left foot kick to Drew, which
that is class.
Kisses Drew's fingertips. He could only mark it. He kicks inside 50. Here comes Munn, but the angry young individual, John Eastoe, he's at full back and holds the mark in the last line of defence for the Magpies.
Yeah, he's playing a very good game, Johnny Eastoe, too. He's got in under the skin of a few of his North Footscray opponents. He has not given them any breathing space. Also winning a lot of the football, and that was a courageous mark to back into that contest then.
He went short to Jawigan, who's had a reasonable first half, and he kicks out wide to a pack at half forward.
He's got more stats up till half time than what I've had in my career, Luxie.
Andrew Muscat's pen has been working feverishly in this first half. Story knocks it to ground level. Tyrrell, who hasn't been bad either, can't get hold of it. Karasalos does for North Footscray. Sweeps a hand pass into space. And now Locke has it for North Footscray. He kicks long inside 50. But there's a 2-on-1 down there, and Parkside take the mark. Vincent has it, kicks out wide, looking for Thomas. Finds the boundary line, and the ball will be thrown back into play. 70 out from North Footscray's goal.
Out of opportunities at the moment. They've gone inside 50 numerous times again, just bombing it to the one spot or a 2-on-1 contest.
Corey Lucas went in at the contest, and he couldn't get hold of it, and the ball was worked forward to Burrows at Parkside. I think Corey Lucas and Chase Morgan share hairdressers. They go down the lines as Burrows towards a contest at half forward. Thompson and Arnott were there. The clearing kick, though, towards Cater, who gathers near the boundary line. That was brilliant play.
Here we go.
Finds Munn loose at half forward. He's got players streaming into space, but he's going to have to go back. Parkside have done well to close things up, and Ricky Munn from the 50 goes back, right-footed. Not a bad-looking kick for distance, but he's missed to the near side, and they waste the opportunity there. 4-6-30.
Trunk, to be quite honest, he got wasted opportunities, even that situation. Then Munn blazed away. You know, you got a bit of a breeze in behind you, but he had teammates in better positions that were screaming for the ball. They've got to start hitting and sharing that ball inside 50. Yes.
A long kick in, and Nathan Richardson, a brilliant aerialist for a midfielder, had his name written all over the football. It wasn't called a Ross Faulkner for a moment there. It was called a Nathan Richardson, and he will go back and shoot for goal directly in front from the 50.
But once again, a lot of players just running into the hole. Now, Richo's going to have a ping at this one. I really hope, for his sake, he gets it, because and his teammates up the ground should be giving him more opportunities to kick it.
He comes in, and he's missed to the near side, and they're 4-7-31. North Footscray 5-7-37.
They just don't seem to want the ball to come to him inside the 50, a few of the North Footscray players.
Another bad kick in, and another very nice aerial.
Now share it around, look
work
inboard.
to Eldridge, who's got it 45 metres out. Go back and have a shot, son.
Oh, no. You keep pinging away. They're just inside 50, just outside 50. They've got to share it around.
Here comes Eldridge. You can mark this down in your books already.
He's a nice kick. He's a beautiful kick,
from
no
the
doubt.
50. It's a lovely looking ball, and he has kicked it straight through the high diddle. Eldridge gets his first and scores a knotted. It's 5-7-37 apiece. 24 minutes gone, second term. You've got to take the responsibility on your shoulders.
It's a team game, Adam. It's a team game.
Do the job for your team. Bouncing the ball on the boundary. Umpire's doing the job for his crew.
Not for North Footscray's side. He's not.
He's representing the umpiring fraternity, and he's done a beautiful job to spot a centre square piece of trespassing from a North Footscray player who was in before he should have been in, and Story's going to take the free kick, middle of the ground in the centre circles. He goes long to centre half forward. Kruger's got his name written all over it. Didn't take the mark. The ball comes to ground level, cleared by Richardson. A hurried kick. El Hooley was brave, went back. Brendan Lucas did a spoil. Ball comes loose towards Thomas, who gets his head over the football, gathers, kicks around the corner. McZowen, a chance coming through was Taylor. The jars loose towards Arnott. Hand pass to Richardson, slung 7:20 in the tackle. And it took too long to dispose of it, and there'll be a free kick and a shot at goal to Parkside, and it'll be Thompson that will take it directly in front, 30 metres out.
Karasalis had that opportunity to try and dish it off. Teammates around him weren't there to give it to, but He did get slung around prior opportunity, no doubt. Good umpiring decision.
Thompson going through his routine. Touches his toes once, flings his right leg into the theoretical area where the ball will be as he kicks it. Now he'll run through the real business, and it's not a bad routine. He hits the top of the post and he bends down in disgust and utters a word which is not fit for community radio. It's a behind the Parkside 5-8-38. North Footscray 5-7-37. Kick in from the Devils to Richardson, a good aerialist, punched away from him by Thomas. Ball at ground level. Here's Thompson. He'll have another shot at goal. No, he dishes it off to Taylor, who kicks for goal, and he has missed.
It's another one of those verbal words, I think, out of his mouth too. Great pressure by McZowen then. Great pressure
on the full. Davis goes on quickly with it for North Footscray. Good kick to Neville, who didn't really put his arms up in early enough to mark. It comes loose to Brendan Lucas, who weaves through a labyrinth of black and white jumpers, but is eventually caught by Daniel Thomas, who's another angry young individual. He's got the ball at half forward, kicks into the corridor, and he finds one of Stephen Tom's favourite players in this competition, Igor Berra. He goes along towards Carter. Bill almost took the mark. Ball front and centre. Kruger, head pass, El Hooley. El Hooley, a right foot step, and El Hooley kicks the goal. And Parkside back out to a 7-point lead. They're 6-8-44. North Footscray 5-7-37. And
Parkside team and his teammates in their forward defensive area there created that goal.
For Coca-Cola goal of the day. Ball in the middle of the ground.
Today.
I think we do. Oh, I'd be surprised if we didn't. There's the siren. The drama will have to resume in 20 minutes' time. If you've just joined us, we've got a very good grand final up. They are off, and the second half can get underway. Stewart in the ruck, and Story, his opponent. Stewart knocks it down to Drew, who gets the clearance, but his kick goes only as far as an opponent in Dunstan, who kicks to half forward. Going back with the flight of the ball was Arnott, knocks it backwards towards Carosellos. And Carosellos got a loose man down the line. Brendan Lucas, the kick doesn't go to him. Cater taps it to him cleverly though. And Brendan Lucas, a hand pass to Drew. A couple of early touches in this third quarter. Wilson back with the flight. Good punch away by Easto. I like his work. Knocked forward again by Kruger, and Parkside have it inside their attacking half. It's now at centre half forward. At ground level, Burrows works it across. I think it was Berra who worked it across, then goes in again. Arnott comes through though for North Footscray, slung in a tackle, gets it to McZowen, a hand pass to Drew, a little dribbler of a kick into the middle of the ground, and Cater bursts through, did brilliantly, kicks long with the left foot. Devlin going back, he's read it well, but a great punch away from him by Robinson, who did well in the last line of defence for Parkside. Now kicks towards the boundary line, and he's found it. That was outstanding defence. It looked for all half forward.
First minute, a bit of play. 3 or 4 players from either side had gone down. Story, Eldridge, both got one in the knee, one in the shoulder.
Cater's gone forward. Richardson kept it alive in the pocket. A hand pass across to Munn. The kicks backwards. Aspiotis on the half volley. It's not going to be paid. He's wrapped up. The umpire will come in, ball up. 35 out from North Footscray's goal. There's an urgency about their play in this third quarter, North Footscray. And Mick Drew has been very instrumental in the start of this half. Story in the ruck, knocks it to ground level. And we're going to have another ball up, 30 out from North Footscray's goal. And it's in the right forward pocket.
You're right, there is an urgency about their play, North Footscray so far. You just get the feeling they've got to capitalise on this. They've got to get this first goal of this second half.
Cater a high kick. Vincent's back there for Parkside. Gathers it, clears it, but only as far as Eldridge, who can waltz to the 50, thump along, right footed bomb, which is a behind. Premature celebration in the crowd. And North Footscray on a 5-8-38, Parkside 6-8-44. The margin, an even goal at the 2.5 minute mark of the third term.
Would have been a mighty big goal, that one.
Kick in for Parkside, Jawegan, the target, punched away from him by Drew. He's had a very good third term. Gathering it though for Parkside was Thompson. And now Parkside go out of side. Thomas drops the mark though. Tries to spin away from McZowen. He's well tackled, but gets a hand pass towards Taylor, who's over the football, bends down, gathers it. His kick goes nowhere though. And Eldridge mops up for North Footscray. Hand pass to Stewart. Off to Wilson. Wilson towards Devlin, who works his opponent underneath the football. A chance to gather 45 out from goal. He does. Snaps around the corner. There's a loose man. Aspiotis, dropped the mark. He's been a real maybe man this afternoon at Parkside, eventually able to clear Jamison out wide. And now Muratore measures a kick into the corridor, looking for Taylor over his head, but El Hooley will gather. He can have a bounce through the middle of the ground. Doesn't take that option, goes long left-footed in the Carterville direction. It might bounce towards goal. It's bouncing, and it is home. Ahmed El Hooley, a second nomination from him for the Coca-Cola goal of the day from 70 metres out.
And as you mentioned, at the back of the pack and ran it through.
Stewart in the ruck, beaten by Story, knocks it down to Kruger, who bullocks his way through. Coming through now, Cater for North Footscray. Flicks out a hand pass. Brendan Lucas first there, off the ground. Kicks to half forward. Richardson leads in the race for it. Gathers at 60 out. Turns onto his left side. Goes by hand to Brendan Lucas. Now gets it back again on the wraparound. Kicks inside the 50.
Bad option.
His kick not good, but a bad error in deep defence by Parkside. And it was Hunter who dropped the centre of a mark and then legged Munn as he was coming through. And Munn from the 50 can have a shot at goal or try and look for a target. He goes in the Devlin direction. It's over his head, almost kept alive by Neville. It's gone out now for a boundary throw-in.
10 the corridor up and down the line there. Instead of looking at a couple of teammates loose by themselves out wider then.
Stewart in the ruck, knocks it to ground level. Cater tries to work it forward. Eventually cleared by Gewigan towards half back.
Oh, great courage.
Wilson going back strongly for North Footscray. Tapped it away from Muratore. He keeps it alive. He's won himself a free kick. No, he hasn't. He's legged an opponent in Tyrrell. And Tyrrell will get the free kick at half back to the groans of the crowd. And the free kick will go Parkside's way. Tyrrell down the line. McZowan the spoil. Gewigan the crumbs. The keep in and then a hand pass to Igor Berra. Then he gives it across back to Gewigan. A kick to half forward. Good punch from Arnott. Knocks it away from Thompson, but he gathers. Hand pass to El Hooley. Rumbled into by Eldridge. He's knocked to the ground. The ball jars loose. Parkside still have possession. Coming through Jamison. And then McZowan was fierce at the football. Head down low. He copped one high. And McZowan will take the free kick. El Hooley still down behind play. He was clattered into by Eldridge. The kick from McZowan out wide. It's a poor kick. Really should have hit. Taken from the field.
That second tackle by Scotty Eldridge, seconds later, it saved a goal then. If he hadn't have just got hold of the jumper of the Parkside player, just to hold him up, they were away.
Richardson, a hand pass to Wilson, who kicks to half
turn
forward.
around.
Neville a chance to gather it. El Hooley oblivious to what was going on. Here's Easto. Angry Ants. He's got it on the wing. Kicks to the 50. That was a very good kick. It's not paid the mark, though, at half forward. I don't know why. The umpire's going to call for a ball up on the 50.
Under the pump here, North Footscray. Parkside have just got a lot of intensity in their game at the moment, a lot of purpose.
Ball up, 50 out from Parkside's goal. It comes loose to Jamison of the Magpies. It kicks to the 50. While dropping the mark down there was Locke. Seizing on the football,
great tackle,
Thompson.
Aspiotis.
Wonderful tackle, beautifully pronounced, Stephen Tom. All that work's really starting to pay off in season 2010. Have another go at it. As your man bursting through the middle of the ground. He was taken high. He spits out a hand pass to Brendan Lucas, who's running to half forward. Sends a high ball inside 50. Richardson's the man he wants. Will he get a kind bounce? He does, but he's wrapped up. Tries to get it across to Devlin, who's come across and infringed. And Parkside will get a free kick in defence. And Jamison will take it. He gives the hand pass to Vincent, who kicks to half back, but a good fly and a very good mark taken there for North Footscray. And that was Eldridge, who's dabbed the ball inside 50, and Devlin will go back and have a shot for goal from 40 metres out, and he is within range, although he's going to give it off, goes short, and he's found the Rooster, who's gone inside 50 and marked 35 metres out directly in front.
Aspiotis, a lot of players, you know, over the years, you call them treading water. You get to a contest just to get it back into a half, three-quarter pace. He's only got one pace. Those little legs start pumping. He just goes. If he misses the ball, he's 20 metres past before he's realised, but it's just go, go, go. Exciting to watch.
Ross Stewart.
The Rooster now bagged his kicking a little bit earlier on in the game.
He's a beautiful drop punt exponent.
Okay.
He will strike the ball with his taut left instep. Right, he comes in. It's a drop punt. Thompson has come across and felled him as he was kicking for goal. and it's going to be a downfield free kick, and they have needlessly given away a goal here. Devlin will take the shot at goal directly in front, 5 metres out, and he slams it through. He's got his second, and really a bit of a mind explosion there from Parkside.
Up, but it's a goal, a bit of undisciplined play. The umpire hadn't called play, whichever way, it's a free kick downfield.
Someone's mind has exploded, we know that. The ball in the middle of the ground, Richardson a hand pass to Stewart. He gets a clearance, and there's another free kick, and it's going to go from an umpire further away from the scene of the crime. It'll go to Kruger. Long kick inside 50. Almost a mark. In fact, it might be paid to Burrows, who worked his opponent underneath the football and can go back and line up for his second goal of the afternoon.
No, sorry, Roy, you
Sorry,
said
Tom, I was going to say, just an update down here, boys. Al Huli's okay, he's just badly winded, but Nick Wilson's just come off with a bad stinger to his right arm. Hopefully he'll be okay for the rest of the game when he comes back on eventually.
Okay, let's hope Al Hurley's up and running again very soon. The lack of body pressure there by the North Footscray players on the Parkside player in Thompson, is it? That's
Burrows comes
sorry.
in for goal, right foot shot. Not a bad looking kick. It's missed to the near side and through behind. Parkside 7-9-51. North Footscray 6-8-44.
Yeah, the lack of body pressure. McZowen was one. They just seemed to watch Burrows go for that mark there around 2 or 3 of the North Footscray players, and just a real lack of body pressure.
Davis a kick into Drew, who's had a good quarter. Plays on, kicks towards Richardson, usually a very good mark, but Story a big opponent, and they both watch as it goes off their hands and out for a boundary throw-in.
Good game. Good game of football. Great grand final, Division 2 Western Region Football League.
Stewart down for North Footscray, but straight to Williams. It kicks inside 50, and again, another player loose. Burrows again will shoot for goal, 30 metres out, directly in front.
Just once again, that lack of body pressure on Burrows' end. Just not working hard enough for a few of the North Footscray defenders at this stage.
He's directly in front, 35 metres out, a crucial kick to extend the lead. It's not a bad-looking effort. He's put it through. Burrows gets his second, and Parkside back out to a 13-point lead. They're 8-9-57. North Footscray 6-8-44.
And 3, you had an opportunity just before that.
Ball back in the centre. Stewart in the ruck. His opponent's Story, won by Stewart, who knocks it forward, and Drew gets the clearance. Left foot kick to half forward, leading in the race for it is Munn, who tries to keep it alive on the 50. Looked like he was taken high. He was. He'll get a free kick 45 metres out directly in front. We'll take this opportunity if Lee Eustace is listening. They seem to have isolated Nick Wilson's injury to his elbow joint, Lee.
Yes, they've stripped it up, and he's just doing a bit of exercises. He's still getting a little bit of a tingly feeling in the hand, just clenching his fist in and out. So he may not be back too soon.
Well, Munn has got it, and there's a free kick that's going to go off the ball, and it's going to come back deep into Parkside's defence, and it's going to go to John Eastoe. In fact, it's going to have to go back to the man on the mark, because it's a penalty for Parkside to have the ball back there. So it'll come to the man on the mark, but it was for an infringement by Richardson on Eastoe, and Jamison takes it for Parkside, kicks out wide, and he's found a loose man in Thomas.
Yeah, the angry young man in Eastoe, he does get under the skin of opposition, and the free kick was for off the ball.
Thomas long to half forward. Jawegan looked like he was taken high in the marking contest. He was. He'll get a free kick.
He's undisciplined. North Footscray defenders there. A couple of them just trying to fly into that pack for no need.
Jawegan goes long. Carterville the target. Good mark at the back to Mick Lanciana, who hands off to Locke. And he kicks to Cater at half-back, who's got plenty of time and space. We'll get a shepherd from Stewart. He has a bounce. Now dabs a kick over the top, looking for Richardson, who's very good in the air. Out points Gauchi, takes the mark, goes left-footed to Drew, who's had a superb quarter. Who's really certainly been the real instigator for North Footscray in this term. He goes to centre-half forward, looking for Munn, who can't mark. Tyrrell Gaddis for Parkside, hand pass Jamison. Hand pass Taylor, clearing kick, looking for Berra. McZowen there against him. Does well that time. Gathers now at half-back, kicks into the corridor. Drew will get it. And kicks quickly left-footed to half-forward, but it was an aimless kick, and Joe Jamison takes the mark between wing and half-back for Parkside.
Just wasting a few opportunities again here, North Footscray.
Jamison long, Arnott and Thompson compete. Arnott did well just as he was about to break away, lost control of the footy, and now a free kick's paid to him though. So he will be able to send North Footscray forward. He's at left half back. He's got Cater across the ground. He goes short to Drew, who's been brilliant in this third quarter. He kicks around the corner. That's a poor kick. Turns it over, but then Parkside might turn it over as well as Rolfo gets in the road. Williams comes through, keeps it alive. Off the ground goes Juegan. In fact, it wasn't Juegan, it was Robinson who socketed it towards him. But Cater will get back at half-back to gather for the Devils. Does well. Hand pass inboard to Devlin, who kicks around the corner. The target will be Richardson. Ball over his head, and meeting it is Dunstan for Parkside, who gathers it on the wing. Kicks to half forward looking for Juegan, who competes in the air very well. Brings it to ground for Muratore. His kick well smothered by Locke. Trying to keep it alive was Burrows for Parkside. Rolfo comes through. Hand pass into traffic to McZowan, who flicks it to Drew. Drew sweeps a hand pass to Cater. Advantage paid North Footscray. Kicks down the line to Corey Lucas, who clattered his fists into the back of Taylor's head. Forced the spillage to Brendan Lucas, who dabs over the top to Richardson, who tries to run away from Story, but the big ruckman has collared him and wins a free kick for holding the ball. And he will take it at half-back for Parkside. Chips over the top for Taylor, and he takes the mark at half-back for the Magpies. He kicks down the line. The target will be coming from behind Thompson, who can't hold the mark. Williams keeps it alive. He was tackled, dispossessed. The ball came out. No free kick. Umpire
Run off, but big Story. What a great run down of a couple of steps tackle from the big ruckman.
Kruger gathers it for Parkside. Hand pass chopped off by Lusher. Ball spills loose to Hunter for the Magpies. Little kick towards Tyrrell, who fumbles at the critical moment. Curtis gathers for North Footscray. Hand pass to Lusher. Hurried kick out towards the boundary line. Kruger will gather it for Parkside. Stops. Props. Elegant hand pass to Juegan. He's run down from behind, holding the ball. Free kick advantage, North Footscray. Cater gathers. Brilliant kick towards Richardson. El Hooley clatters into him. That should have been a free kick. It wasn't paid. Parkside clear. Cater should have marked. It bounces off his chest. Gathered by Gauchi for the Magpies. Kicks to half forward. Thompson down there. Punched away from him by Arnott. Gathering at Burrows, who snaps right-footed. It carries the pack and goes through for a goal. And the Magpies have edged closer. In fact, it's not paid. It's called touch. It's a behind to Parkside. And North Footscray spirited out of their defence. They got it on the outer side of the ground. The Festley strapped elbow of Wilson carries the football, but he turns it over. Thomas has it. His hand pass goes back to Kruger, who turns in and out of traffic. His hand pass not good. In the road, Lusher, who loses possession as well. Thomas now gathers for the Magpies. A hand pass over the top is okay, and they can bring the ball into attack. Over the top he goes, balancing up. The kick will go forward in the Juegan direction. He's dumped after he kicked it. Juegan would have marked anyway. He'll have a shot at goal directly in front, 30 metres out.
McZowan downfield, bit undisciplined there. As you said, Juegan really had his name on that anyway to grab that mark, but
Richardson should have got a free kick inside the 50 before. He was completely clattered into by El Hooley, and really the turnover is going to cost North Footscray now, because you wouldn't expect Juegan from directly in front to miss. He comes in, the kick on its way. It's a lovely kick. He's put it straight through the middle, and Parkside a 9-9-63. They're out to a 19-point lead. The Devils 6 side
kept the pressure on, and the resulting goal back to them.
Ball back in the centre, knocked to ground. Curtis a clearance. North Footscray high up and under kick. Aspiotis under the fall of the ball, clattered into by his teammate in Marn, and that forces the ball loose. And El Hooley gathers it on the outer wing. Kicks with a long left foot kick. Here comes Carterville. Oh, watch out. He clattered into a teammate who's done well to get up after that. The ball spills loose. Lanciana hand pass to Wilson. Hand pass into traffic. Parkside player over the football, and he's pinged for holding the ball. And North Footscray will get a free kick at centre half back, and will be taken by Locke. Chris Locke kicks out wide to half back.
Not a good option. Not a good option.
Big ambling ruckman in Darren Lusher, who has it and lost it. He's called to play on, says the umpire. Now he's being held, Lusher. Tyrrell gathers it, and he's going to get a free kick. And Lusher will have it at right half back, and thought he may have been pinged initially for holding the ball. Then he was seemingly held throughout 2 minutes. It looked like a little fly that was trying to escape from a spider's web. There wasn't much movement, but there was just some flailing arms and legs. and eventually he's got the free kick. Munt's taken the mark, and the umpire's called play on, and we'll have a boundary throw-in on the wing. And there's a real heat that has inserted itself into this game. Some controversial umpiring is just adding to the tension of this Division 2 grand final. Boundary throw in front position. Story knocks it down to Jawegan. Ball jarred loose. He follows the football well, does Jawegan. Now he's ridden into the back by Curtis. And he'll get a free kick in the middle of the ground. That decision looks very similar to a controversial one in the AFL on Friday night. Jawegan's got the ball middle of the ground. Kicks inside the 50. Carterville the target, a few to beat. Ball knocked to ground level. McZowen a chance to gather. Berra is close against him.
4-on-1 here.
McZowen's doing well. He wants the boundary line. He keeps paddling it towards that area. Berra eventually gathered it, and eventually some support comes for McZowen. And North Footscray engineer a pack. 60 out from Parkside's goal at right half forward.
I'll tell you what, McZowen then, he was in big trouble if he didn't commit himself 100%. He did. Great second effort.
Kruger to Muratore from the stoppage. That was delightful. To Thomas. A long kick. Punched on the goal line. Through for a rush behind by Locke. Saving the day for North Footscray. He plays on quickly. Chips a kick out wide for Drew, who's overran the football. And now he eventually gathers it. He's had a wonderful quarter, but his kick is smothered. Let's go to Andrew Muscat, Mick Drew's third quarter.
7-8 minutes of this third quarter withstand this pressure. Otherwise, Parkside have got a sniff.
Parkside by 20 points. I've noticed that Jawegan spent most of his time in this third quarter up forward, so you would think will have plenty of juice in the tank in the last quarter when they need him, if they are to hold on to this 20-point lead. 40 out from their goal. They've got a stoppage. And Lusher and Story in the ruck. Story knocks it down to El Hooley. Kick smothered by Curtis. Ricocheted Thompson. A snap with the right foot. And it just misses. Another behind to Parkside there. 9-11-65. 6-8-44. North Footscray. And Lanciana will bring the ball back into play for the Devils.
Sludging North Footscray. A lot of their players. Lanciana then had the football in his hand. North Footscray players were just slowly running back into position. It's helped the Parkside zone.
He's kicked to a nest of teammates, but there was one opponent in the middle of everything. And the trusty Peter Kruger has reeled in the mark for the Magpies and will shoot for goal from directly in front. And is probably the best set shot kick in Division 2. He comes in directly in front, right foot kick, lovely looking kick. He's just squeezed it to the left. Through for another behind, and for all their dominance, Parkside, they only lead by 22 points. And we've played 23 minutes into the final quarter. And Chris Locke will now bring the ball back into play for the Devils. He goes long towards Aspiotis. Not really the best marking target from full back. Ball comes to the bottom of the pack, though. And the umpire will come in. We'll have a ball up on the 50. Parkside in attack at left half forward.
Yeah, the way Parkside are getting around in a zone from these kick-outs, North Footscray are just playing right into their hands. They're slowly just kicking that ball out, running into one area. Parkside at least making a contest for a 50-50 or marking as Kruger did just moments ago.
Ball still on the 50. And the umpire comes in. We'll have another stoppage. North Footscray will desperately like a goal. It's Parkside 9-12-66. North Footscray 6-8-44. Stewart in the ruck against Story. Wins it to ground, but Parkside are hunting the ball in numbers. Thompson gathers it, spins out of trouble, gets a little kick away. Bouncing ball. Carasella stopped and waited. Gets the kind bounce, but Carterville runs him down. Brings him to ground with a thud. The Lanciana mops up, kicks out wide towards Eldridge. The ball over his head, and it goes out for a boundary throw-in.
Just hanging in there, North Footscray, just.
Boundary throw-in. Ball comes front of the pack. Dunstan trying to gather it. And it eventually goes out for a boundary throw-in.
Have to have a proper, give the back a bit of a relaxation here, Luxie.
It's a free kick paid out wide. Eldridge beautifully picked up. Stephen Tom. Carrots in your diet. Eldridge has got the ball at half back, out of side. He kicks down the line. Lusher's down there. It might have even been the Rooster. Wasn't a very good fly at the foot. He might gather it at ground level. He goes in pretty hard and the pack forms. And it's still alive. Brendan Lucas has it. Hand pass inboard to Aspiotis. It's quickly collared though. Gets the hand pass off, and now it comes to Brendan Lucas. Kicks inside the 50. Good punch away in defence by Robinson.
Downfield.
There's a free kick that's going to come back for a hole.
Oh, okay.
And it's going to go North Footscray's way.
Just, as you called it, great defence by Robinson then. Good fist through the ball. The free kick had gone back to a North Footscray player. They need a goal. They need a goal now. North Footscray going forward.
They pump it long. Jewegan's back there, though, for Parkside will fly, and he'll mark brilliantly. Getting back in defensive 50 takes a beauty, and he just steadies the ship for the Magpies. He'll play on now to the near side to Robinson, who's got the mark just on the defensive 50 at left half back. He kicks a low ball. He's looking for his teammate there who marks, and that is Hunter. He had passes to El Hurley, but the siren sounds, and at three-quarter time, Parkside has...
Dare say they need the first goal here, the Devils.
Siren sounds, final quarter about to get underway. Beautiful surface for the umpire to bounce onto, and he puts it in beautifully, and Stewart wins the knockdown straight to his opposition, Ruckman in Story, but Drew gets a clearance. Bouncing ball to half forward. Eldridge had it, then lost it, couldn't get a clean purchase, and Parkside come away. The clearing kick by Drew Vincent, but it's not a good kick, and it's marked on the outer side for the Devils by Richardson.
Could have moved the ball quickly and sideways if need be. They hold on it too long. North Footscray's going to play right into Parkside's hands.
Wilson short to Drew, who for me has been the best player on the ground in the second half. He's got it 75 out from goal.
Great courage shown by Drew then.
Kicks inside the 50. It's not a bad kick. Ball to the hot spot. Neville tries to crumb. Over the football though, knocking it forward was El Hurley. Coming through Richardson, couldn't gather cleanly. The ball jarred loose. Running onto it, Curtis, who slips the tackle, gives it to Neville, shoots right-footed, and that's a scintillating finish from Daniel Neville from the point of the 50, just inside. He's put through his second goal, and in the second half, I think his last quarter he's going to stand up, and no, he's going to sit down. Haven't quite got the absolute excitement index working just yet. Bounce. Stewart in the ruck, knocks it down, does the rooster to Richardson. And now, Aspiotis, he goes for goal. It Aspiotis. Aspiotis.
It's been a problem, but I tell you, it wasn't. He got it through.
Ball back in the middle. Story, the knockdown. They're up and about North Footscray. The hand pass intercepted. Story taps it down to Thompson. Sells the dummy. Runs to 45. Blazes away and misses by a mile. Out of bounds on the full free kick. North Footscray in deep defence. It's Parkside by 10 points. All of a sudden there's a real electricity about way North Footscray are playing. They've given away, or they're going to win a free kick in the marking contest. It's going to come back to Mick Drew. He's got it at half back on defensive 50. Gets a lead from Brendan Lucas. Goes longer still. Eldridge, the target. He's moved forward and clunks the mark. You can hear the hands leading the ball through the effects mic. A high, long ball. Davis, the target. The backman turned attacker. Forces a spill. Corey Lucas chases after it. Sockers it forward. Invites the speed of Neville to insert itself in the contest. But he's socket off the ground. Gives the ball up to Tyrrell, who gathers for Parkside. A little kick round the corner there, under pressure, the Magpies, but they get away eventually. Dunstan, a little cute kick to Jewegan, and now Jewegan kicks out wide, and he's got a loose man in Joseph Jamison, who's got it on the outer wing. Cuts a diagonal line, kicks the centre half forward to Igor Berra. He's 70 out from goal, dabs a kick inside 50 for Carter Bill, who comes out, slides into the ground. The earth moved and rattled for a moment. Brendan Lucas gathers and clears. He wants the boundary line. Richardson might get there first, although his effort to get it isn't a full-hearted one.
He's Lanciana too back there on Carterville. Just kept a cool head. He's done a good job, Lanciana, since he's gone back onto Carterville since quarter time.
Free kick, player taken without the football. Sean Curtis has got it on defensive wing for the Devils. Gets a lead from Eldridge, who's made a difference since he's gone forward at the back of the pack. The man is almost about to get it in. Aspiotis. Cater did. Kicks forward. Standing his ground and doing well down there was Hunter for Parkside. Didn't hold the mark. Eldridge came through. They might get a shot at goal. It comes to Neville. A right foot snap. He doesn't get enough bend on it. It's a behind. North Footscray 8-9-57. Parkside 9-12.
So I'd say that to last year's grand final, North Footscray have started running. The whole crowd's lifted. You can just feel the intensity of this North Footscray team picking up.
Great kick in from Parkside. A long ball to Clinton Hunter. It was from Matt Robinson. Hunter takes the mark, goes down the line, looks for a one-on-one contest. Arnott did well initially, but Thompson gathers the spill, kicks to half forward. In the road was Munn for North Footscray. Keeps his hands up in the tackle, gives it to Karasalos. Karasalos back to Locke. A standing start, kick out wide. The Rooster and Thomas are there. The Rooster's near the boundary line. He keeps it alive, taps it forward. And Ross Stewart
have to stand firm here, the North Footscray defence. Parkside got plenty of numbers here around this stoppage.
Boundary throwing. Kruger out of the air was tackled. Could have been pinged. Curtis working hard for North Footscray. Gets his head down. He's tackled by Story, and the umpire comes in. We'll have a ball up. Really good last quarter this has been to start with 6 gone. North Footscray brought the margin back to within 9 points. Stewart and Story in the ruck. Both missed it, and Joegan crumbs. A little right foot kick to half forward. Burrows leading in the race for it. Heading back behind him and doing okay was McZowen, but he's got one in the back. And Paul McZowen will take the free kick in the back pocket for the Devils.
So both sides have got the loose player in the back line. Ricky Munn's a loose player for North Footscray. He's got to hurt them. He's got to push forward at the right time. Don't just sit back in the hole. They've got to win this game, North Footscray, not save it.
McZowen to Stewart, then long to Richardson, who didn't take the mark. It went to ground. Aspiotis tackled. The umpire calls for a ball up. Defensive wing, Parkside in attack. Stewart and Story to ruck. Story knocks it down to Joegan. His little kick goes nowhere. Curtis gathers. He kicks hurriedly.
Yeah, there's
a loose man
loose.
back for Parkside in Matt Robinson. And he takes the mark at right half back for the Magpies. Gets a lead from Shepherd Bottom. That's ignored. And now he goes long. 2 half forward. Backing back with the flight of the ball. Back there was Drew. It comes to the front of the pack to Joegan, who kicks around the corner. But there's North Footscray's loose man. Ricky Munn takes the mark in the left back pocket.
Yeah, he had room to run and carry a little bit there, and now he's just gone back and kicked up and down the line.
Goes to Richardson, down to Stewart, a nice take, then a give to Drew, back to Richardson, kicks in the corridor. Wilson needs to mark, he does well. He's got a loose man on the outer wing, and North Footscray away. Neville offers a lead, he'll put on the afterburners. He leads Easto in the race for the football. He's got it at half forward, dabs a kick around the corner to Davis. The fullback turned full forward, has moved forward in this last quarter and will have a shot for goal from an acute angle 20 metres out. That was good play from North Footscray.
Yeah, it was good play. Opened up that far side of the ground, and the run, once again, a little bit of run and carry in space. They're very dangerous, North Footscray. If Parkside allow them to do that.
Davis, the kick, right-footed. The goal umpire doesn't move, and the margin is back to within 3 points. 9-12-66 Parkside.
To Neville.
All back in the centre. Richardson gets the clearance after the Stewart tap, but Vincent takes the mark. That's centre half back for Parkside. They just need a steadying goal to the Magpies. They're under the pump at the moment. He dabs a little kick to Ahmed Al-Houli on the defensive side of the centre square. And he's going to go over the top. A little chip kick. Showed a bit too much of it to Arnott, but Thompson made it look good. Gathers the mark. Kicks the centre half forward. Munn in the road, though, for North Footscray. Terrific interception. And then blasts a long kick to the 50. Neville's gone back with the flight and taken the mark. And then he staged for a 50-metre penalty. And the umpire knew exactly what he was doing. And Neville will have to go back from the true distance that the mark was taken from. He's on the 50.
There's space for North Footscray players to run into here. Instead of just standing around and encourage him to have that ping, I don't know his distance here, but there was space for them to run into.
He comes in. He'll kick from the 50. It's a long right foot.
It's a nice kick at football. Why would you give it off?
Squeezed it through.
Why would you give it off?
Footscray, in 10 minutes in the last quarter, have kicked 4 goals to nothing.
It's a point.
Extraordinary. He must have just grazed the post. And it is only a behind. It looked for all the money in the world that it was a goal. 9-10-64 North Footscray. Parkside 9-12-66. Another twist and turn in that moment there. The goal umpire involved. The kick in from Parkside. Stewart has to compete for North Footscray. Ball comes to ground level. He gets the hand pass from Drew. Then it works back to Drew. His hurried kick doesn't go far. He might get it again, though. The ball in dispute on the 50. North Footscray in attack. Caters there. A pack forms. And the umpire's going to pick out a free kick North Footscray's way. At the bottom of the pack, Ross Stewart will emerge with the football.
The Rooster, he's distance right on the 50.
He's a lovely kick.
Left foot kick of the football.
Beautiful exponent of the kick for a big man. He'll be kicking from 55. The wind at his back. He comes in left-footed. Nice looking drop punt which fades into the pocket. Tried to set it up for his teammate. Shepherd-Bottom dropped the mark. Neville Sockers off the ground, and in the last line of defence, Dunstan slides in and rushes through it behind. And North Footscray are now 9-11-65. Parkside 9-12-66. The margin a point.
What a ripper. What an absolute ripper again of a grand final. Western Region Football League Division 2 at its super best here.
Kick in from Robinson. The target Muratore. Hunter's there as well. Over the back Arnott, a big fly. Muratore, the crumbs. Beautiful vision. Finds El Hurley. Chased down almost by Brendan Lucas. He was chased down. Forces the turnover. Arnott gathers. Gives it to Richardson. Some poise to Drew. There's a loose man on the 50. Eldridge, and he is within range. 52 metres out, directly in front. He'll go back and have a shot. He's one of the longest kicks of the football in the North Footscray team.
Yeah, definitely have a ping at this one, Scotty Eldridge. Gee, the pressure, they're away. El Hurley had to back himself, but I tell you, the run down by Brendan Lucas, just to grab his jumper.
Eldridge, a right foot kick. It is a thumping ball. It won't be a goal. It's just across the face and through for a behind, and scores a level. 9-12-66 apiece. 12 minutes gone. Final term. Robinson with a ball in his hand for Parkside.
Discipline will play a big part of this game in the remaining part of it, and not just the physical discipline, the discipline team rules, to stick by your team rules here.
He kicks out wide to Dunstan, who goes down the line looking for Jewegan, who flies. Kruger was there as well. Neither paid the mark. They had the best of it in the air, though. The ball comes to ground. The umpire comes in. We'll have a ball up. 70 out from North Footscray's goal.
Yeah, just to do the smart things. If you're caught behind, you punch the ball. If you've got to go with an opponent, you go with your opponent. You've got to do the smart things here.
Kruger knocked it down in the ruck to Tyrrell, who kicked quickly and has kicked out of bounds on the full. Free kick North Footscray. Richardson will take it. Goes short to Munn at half-back. Sells the dummy, then goes long to half forward. The kick looked to have advantaged Easto, but he can't take the mark. It goes out. Boundary throwing.
Needs to play so very, very well.
Boundary throwing. There's a free kick picked out. It's going to go Parkside's way to Thompson. I think it's Hunter at half-back who's going to get the free kick. He's got the footy at half-back. His kick over the top is okay to the skipper Muratore, who's got the mark in between half-back and wing on the outer side.
Yes, a lot of players now getting to every contest, as you would expect.
He kicks down the line. It's contest football at the moment. A big fly, a big punch from Lanciana. A free kick to Parkside paid in the pack. And the Magpies will get possession of the football. It's in the hands of Peter Kruger. He's a long way from goal. He gets a lead from Burrows, and that option is ignored. He's a long way from goal. He just puts a hit and high hope job. Long into attacking 50. There's a free kick in the marking contest, and it will go against Carterville, and it will go to Munn in the last line of defence. He's got the footy. He kicks out wide.
Beautiful kick.
And it's a very good kick, and Curtis leaps up, takes a good mark near the scoreboard. They've got men inboard. He ignores those options, goes down the line instead. He's looking for his target down there in Eldridge. He can't get possession. It comes to Williams at Parkside. A little kick short was okay to Robinson, and he's got the mark on the near side wing.
Should have gone inboard.
On the far side wing, rather. He goes now long towards half forward to a pack. Comes to the back of the pack. Kruger there. Karasalos will gather it, though, for North Footscray. Turns into trouble, and hand passes over the top, and a pack forms. And the umpire comes in. We'll have a ball up. Lights on here at Avalon Airport Oval. And we've got a crackerjack grand final in Division 2 again. 15 minutes gone, final term. 9-12-66 apiece.
Yeah, very, very, very high octane, exciting grand final. The smart footballers have to stand up here.
Boundary throw in, ball comes to ground level. North Footscray a hurried kick, but it's all Parkside. Oh, they didn't get a good bounce. Williams couldn't trap it. Brendan Lucas taps it cleverly towards his brother Corey, who went without the ball with his air swing. Aspiotis was a good presence. Hand pass to Brendan Lucas, taps it on to Richardson. Hand pass to Cater, usually a good kick, kicks towards the 50. Ball back in the pack. They'll sprint after it. It's bouncing towards goal, and it's trickled through and eventually rushed over the goal line by Parkside. But North Footscray, for the first time in the game, have the lead. They're 9-13-67, 16 gone, final term. Parkside, 9-12-66, and Cater has dived in front of Easto and taken a brilliant mark from the Parkside kick-in. And from a tight angle, he will have a shot for goal, 35 metres out.
Just important here, still a few of his teammates give him another option here.
He's a left footer by trade, but as far as left footers go, he has a very good right foot as well. He may even favour his non-preferred foot here. He's on an acute angle at left half forward, 5 in from the boundary. He comes in, he'll use his trusty left foot. The kick on its way, it's a beauty.
Kick can play.
He's been in 10 grand finals in a row, and he has given his side a very good chance of making one of them a
Pull, not over yet. Parkside just need to start just winning possession. And the footy in their hands a bit more now.
middle of the ground. Lusher won it for North Footscray. The ball almost came to Muratore. Ahuli gathered, gave a hand pass across to Jamison. Chopped off though by Brendan Lucas. Off to Drew. A cleverly weighted ball. Should sit up nicely for Cater on attacking wing. He tries to shrug the tackle. He does that easily. Then chips the left foot, kick to centre half forward and almost taking the mark. Down there was Davis. Reading it well, Vincent for Parkside. Hand pass to Hunter.
Look at the North Footscray numbers.
He gets a kick away and he finds a man out wide on the outer wing in Tyrrell, who takes the mark. He wants to move it quickly. A beautiful left foot kick to Thompson on the lead at half forward. 90 from goal. Carterville calls for it long. He's wrestling and mauling, but in front Lanciano did well and is going to be paid a free kick and or a mark, and he'll take it in the last line of defence for North Footscray. He'll go short to Lusher, who's got it at half back. Richardson wants it over the top, but Lusher's just going to dab it short to McZowan, who's found some space, and he's got it in between wing and half back. McZowan over the top to Drew. What a half he's played.
Parkside have to work hard here. North Footscray just starting to run into the holes in the space too easily. Just got to get a bit of one-on-one.
Drew over the top to Aspiotis. Gets down low. Takes the mark.
He's off.
It plays on. Goes long. A very good kick towards Devlin. Good contest down there from Hunter. Off the ground. A shot at goal for North Footscray. And they now are in front by 13 points. Neville's.
Traylene Eldridge there. Number one trainer. She cannot watch the game. She's looking around.
Ball in the middle of the ground. There's going to be a second bounce. And real anti-climax, and we'll have another ball up middle of the ground. 20 minutes gone, final term. You'd reckon there'd be 8 or 9 to go. They've definitely got enough time, Parkside, but they haven't really looked like scoring in this last quarter. Story in the ruck knocks it down to Kruger, who gets a right-footed kick to half forward. Thompson's played a very good game, meets it at centre half forward. He's tackled by McZowan, and the umpire comes in. Will have a bounce. 65 out from Parkside's goal at centre half forward.
Parkside has still got a loose play down there. They've got to get rid of it. They've got to get numbers up around the midfield here and start winning the football.
Arnott tries to break away. Look for McZowan. Drew over the footy for North Footscray. The ball's not coming out. The umpire will come in and we'll have a ball up on the 50. Parkside in attack.
Yeah, Daniel Thomas is a loose player for down there for Parkside. Gee, he's a run and carry play. Get him up around that midfield, even wide in a half-forward flank.
On the 50, the ball up. Muratore emerged for Parkside. Kicks long inside the 50. Burrows went back with courage. Mudd punched away. Aspiotis tries to use his body. It's grabbed by Jamison. Run down by Aspiotis, but the tackle caught the legs. And the umpire has paid a trip. And Joseph Jamison will have a shot for goal directly in front. And Aspiotis has, in a moment of ill discipline, given away 50. And Jamison will be brought to the goal line and will have a shot for goal. and just adds another chapter into a pulsating last quarter of football. And Parkside, with this certain goal, will be right back in it again.
Oh, definitely they will be. I tell you, this is brilliant. Joseph Jamieson cannot miss half a metre out.
He doesn't. And Parkside are still in it. Lusher, the man in the ruck for North Footscray, goes against Story. It's a good bounce. Story won it though. Jawegan almost came away with it. The ball spills loose. Richardson dives in courageously. Can't get clean possession. There's a free kick for holding the ball picked out. Drew dove in and hardly had any time to get rid of it. The umpire's been quick on the whistle. And Tyrrell will take the free kick, middle of the ground for the Magpies. He goes with the left foot out wide, looking for Jawegan. Good punch away. The ball jarred loose. Rolfo gathers, flicks the hand pass to Wilson. Wilson to Drew, runs into Tyrrell but shrugs the tackle, then kicks out towards the boundary line. Aspiotis and Vincent track the football. Vincent wins out. Gets out of trouble, does brilliantly, gives it to Robinson. Robinson a short kick, middle of the ground. Berra has the football near the centre circles. He goes out wide, there's a loose man presenting, and they can go forward. The mark dropped there by Jamieson, but he's got plenty of time to mop up. He gives to Muratore, who can run to within range, loads up the left foot, kicks to the square, Lanciano the spoiler, hand pass to McZowen, and he rushes through behind, which makes the margin 6 points. 10-13-73. North Footscray 11-13-79. Great kick in. Although Brendan Lucas has dropped an easy mark.
And they've got numbers.
Easto slides in. A hand pass to Burrows. A quick hurried kick which was smothered by Brendan Lucas, and then Arnott gets in front of Thompson to punt by 6 points. 24 gone, final term. Story to Kruger. Hand pass to Burrows. Bouncing ball inside 50. Munn gathers for North Footscray. Kicks hurriedly left-footed. Berra will rise up, and he's not paid the mark. It comes to ground level. Arnott gathers. He's tackled. The ball spills out. McZowen dives on the football. He's got one in the back, says the umpire. And there'll be a free kick to McZowen in the last line of defence for North Footscray. 24 gone, final turn. They're 10-13-73 Parkside. North Footscray by 6 points. 11-13-79.
One-on-one.
McZowen goes long. Eldridge the target. The fly from behind. The ball comes to the back. Thomas for Parkside gathers. Hand pass doesn't go anywhere, but he's going to get a free kick for holding the man. And he'll be able to send the Magpies into attack.
Got to concentrate here, the Parkside team. They've got to push into holes, into space.
Thomas, long with the right foot. It'll favour Kruger. He'll take the mark. And it was almost the error of the kick that made the path for Kruger. 50 out from goal. He goes right-footed. It's not a good kick. He was trying to bang it to the top of the square. He slices it off the side of his boot, and it's out of bounds on the full. And North Footscray have possession and a 6-point lead. 25 gone. Final term, 11-13 to 10-13. Munn with the football goes long. The target is Stewart at the back. Story, a big fly, but it's going to be paid the man in front.
Yeah, fair enough.
Ross Stewart will take the mark or free kick.
Fair enough too. Just going to create a couple of loose men here, the North Footscray team. If they just go up and down the line, it's going to be suiting Parkside.
He goes long. Eldridge doesn't take the mark. The ball is gathered front of the pack by Davis. He's tackled by Dunstan. And the umpire comes in. We'll have a ball up on centre wing, right in front of our commentary position. 25 and a half gone. It's North Footscray by 6 points. Stewart knocks it out. It's gone out on the full off his fist. It's a free kick to Parkside. The famous rule that Emilio Lombardi didn't pay a couple of weeks ago, but it goes Parkside's way. Robertson a long kick to half forward. Arnott a big fly, a good punch. Ball comes front of the pack though. Jawegan snaps around the corner, right-footed. Munn's there for North. Burrows has got in front and taken a brilliant mark, and he can level the scores at the 26-minute mark of the final term. He's 30 metres out on a 45-degree angle.
Steady down, son, here. Steady down with your kick.
The man on the mark is 25 to 30 out. Burrows comes in right-footed. It starts on line, but he's pulled it across the face.
You've got to get numbers back here, Parkside. This zone here from this kick-in is also important for this game.
It's a behind. 10-14-74. North Footscray by 5 points. 11-13-79. Ricky Munn to kick in for the Devils. He goes to himself, plays on, and now sends a long ball in the Richardson direction. He's got Thomas to beat. They both go to ground. It's an important decision by the umpire. It's paid Thomas's way. He's got it for Parkside. He could send them into attack.
Don't just bomb it. Don't just bomb it. You got numbers, teammates in the corridor.
He's 70 out from goal. He kicks to a pack. They fly from everywhere. Ball brought to the front of the pack. Kruger has it. He's wrapped up in a tackle by Munn. And the umpire comes in and will ball up. 30 out from Parkside's goal. It's in the teeth of their goal, right in the corridor. North Footscray by 5 points, 27 minutes gone. Kruger in the ruck against Stewart. Arnott, a little toe poke. Diving on the football, Richardson, a pack forms again. We'll have another stoppage. 40 out from North Footscray's goal. 27 and a half gone final term. The Devils by 5 points, 11-13 to 10-14.
The stoppage here is the importance of the game.
Ball comes to ground level. Burrows, a left foot kick. Does it go far? McZowen tries to gather. Dives on the football. Emerging El Hooley tried to snap it away. A pack forms. They're trying to drive it forward. Parkside players around the football. A free kick to North Footscray in the last line of defence. And it will go to the man back there in Curtis, who's got the ball. He goes short to Rolfo, who takes the mark in the back pocket. And they have possession of the football, the Devils. They're 5 points in front. 28 minutes gone, final term. Rolfo goes long right-footed. It's not a good connection in front. Robinson takes the mark for Parkside.
Now he's going to move it quick. Got to move it quick.
He'll send it in the Carnival direction, you'd think. He goes the torpedo.
No.
And that's not a good option, but it's kept in play. North Footscray had a chance to mark down there. Locke, he didn't take that opportunity, and it's bounced out for a boundary throwing. Parkside still a chance. Yep. The ball thrown back into play. Story front position. Richardson knocks it down to Rolfo, who clears. He wants the boundary line. He gets a bouncy ball and it goes out. A critical moment for the Devils. And we'll have a boundary throw in 80 from Parkside's goal at right half forward. North Footscray by 5 points. 29 minutes gone in the last term. They trailed by 22 at the last break. Stewart and Story in the ruck. The ball comes to ground level. Williams knocks it forward for Parkside. Coming through was Jamison. He's wrapped up and we'll have another ball up. It has been a stoppage frenzy in the last few minutes. 70 out from Parkside's goal at right half forward. Now the siren sounds, and North Footscray have come from nowhere to win the premiership, and they are the Division 2 champions in 2010, and for the second time in consecutive years, Parkside have dominated for a majority of the game, but have been run down by an opponent with fresher legs in the end. North Footscray 11-13, 79 are completely jubilant. They have beaten Parkside 10-14, 74.